Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with highlights of the monthly report for the Persistent Universe, looking at what Cloud Imperium have been working on over the last few weeks and what they are working on currently in April 2021. Let's check out environments to start with. Colonial outposts have moved into Grey Box. These are the new points of interest and social hubs where NPCs will be sort of congregating that we can see later this year, and are steps towards base building, sort of, or at least more interesting points of interest that will then eventually lead to base building. The new docking arms and lobbies were finalised, and they're going to be live in an upcoming event, we've been told, so assumedly that's Fleet Week. The landing zone team progressed with Orison with new cloud tech, enabling stunning vistas above the Crusader gas giant, and well, for the gas giant itself, really. As a side note, they are able to tint gas clouds for more exotic planets, and they've improved cloud shaping for better detail and a sense of volume when you are in a cloud. Work on the platforms is nearing completion for Orison, with final polish currently being completed. The latest iteration of the exhibition halls was finished too, that we can expect to see at Fleet Week at the end of May. Work also continued on hospitals for Orison and New Babbage, with the team working closely with the environment, art and design teams on the lobbies, pharmacy shop, individual floors and recovery rooms. Character art progressed with refinery decks and assets for Orison, as well as NPC outfits for Alpha 3.14's hospitals. A new mining theme set for upcoming patch is nearing completion, while armor for 3.15 moved through the pipeline. Current armor sets are being made into props for carrying and storage, so you'll be able to hold a helmet, you'll be able to carry a suit of armor around with you but not wear it. The lighting team supported the upcoming docking feature, providing unique moods for the Lagrange Point space stations and more military-minded security docks. Work on the docking arm continued, including prototype animations for lights as the arm extends and retracts. The props team supported several locations, including the colonialism outposts. We know there's loads of props there. The grey box phase began for hospitals, including beds and gurneys that they've been making. They also worked closely with AI content and AI features to produce template geometry for new feature usables, such as the shopkeeper and tourist. The animation team created sets for tourists and tour guides and made plans for creatures. On the facial side, a mocap shoot was done for an upcoming event as well. Ship stuff. The ship team wrapped up the majority of the Crusader Hercules, with only the A2's bomb release mechanism requiring further attention. An as of yet unannounced ship continued through the final art phase, with only one interior area and an exterior polish and damage pass to go. March saw the Aegis Redeemer progress through the final art phase, with the exterior and man turrets both nearing completion. The grey box phase was also finished for remote turrets and landing gear too. More ships were converted over to the hard surface shader to make them paint ready, and wear and tear was looked at to make it consistent across the whole ship lineup. The gold standard pass was completed with the Gladius, with the team now moving on to the Sabre. Progress was made on the Constellation Taurus and the Tumble Nova, obviously. There was various work on a variety of weapons and tools, including the S7 bearing ballistic Gatling gun for the Ares Inferno, salvage tools, medical tools, the Tonks size 5 cannon, and the Novia crossbow saw testing and iteration. Larger props and boxes have been getting ready for the push and pull mechanics. VFX fine-tuned and optimized the sign distance field impact effects for their release. It's going in two parts. Some of that's coming with 3.13, some of it in 3.14. We can now see the effects in game on almost all ships. Effects were created for the Tumble Nova, including prototyping a shockwave effect that displaces loose surface matter on the ground and the vehicle itself, so a rumbling mechanic. This prototype isn't guaranteed to make it in time for the tank's initial release. However, the groundwork will prove useful for a variety of other effects that utilize physicalized shockwaves. The Crusader Hercules' effects were also completed. They created a prototype for thruster and wind volume effects, which will allow vehicle thrusters to better interact with loose surface matter on planets and locations. Basically, thrusters are going to look a lot prettier. Gameplay. They've been further iterating on the reputation system and working on the asset manager apps. They continued planning for an upcoming cargo refactor with the goal of physicalizing cargo contained within the grids. This refactor is quite extensive as the cargo and commodity system is intertwined with several other areas. The features team progressed with a new security system that allows them to identify when a player enters a location that they don't have permission to. This allows AI to act accordingly without giving the player a crime stat necessarily. This is important for missions like the infiltration one shown at the 2019 CitizenCon, but also Pyro and stuff like that, where, well, you're not going to get a crime stat for doing something naughty, but the other pirates might shoot you. They also began work on features for Q2 and beyond, including the new Starfarer and Caterpillar derelict used in Alpha 3.13's timed delivery missions, and they implemented FPS cave missions and new harvestables. Space combat mission locations were also quadrupled around Crusader, and progress continued on the Pyro system. Ship-to-station docking is progressing, and there was a refactor of the air traffic control system for that, so it can make use of the same functions as other landing systems and get the benefits of having sort of like objects cleaned up around them. Players can also initiate docking with the interaction wheel now. The vehicle technical team progressed with that update to the radar scanning system, focusing on ping to make finding distinct objects a more satisfying experience. UI and VFX elements are currently being implemented. Locomotion and thread movement for the Tumble Nova was iterated on to ensure that it feels appropriately tanky across all bodies, and they're nearing completion of project to ensure landing gear functions properly in all areas of the game. This involves properly syncing landing gear with the server to make sure they function properly in all non-flight scenarios. The artists have entered the pre-production phase for an upcoming medical UI as well, and the radar and scanning gameplay UI was also polished. With the engine, engineering added physics support for multiple solar systems. Work on the Gen 12 renderer continued with lots of improvements, with plans to further transition over to it in the coming weeks. So we should see our Vulkan integration in the not too distant future. And in 3.13, we should see CPUs get a lot better core utilization. So if you've got lots of CPU cores and threads, that should actually be used a lot more in 3.13 live. We'll have to wait and see, because I've had terrible performance sort of experiences with 3.13 recently. But I think that might have been because I was doing stuff with my CPU and it's a lot more CPU heavy because of a bug, but so hopefully that will be solved. Narrative had a small motion capture shoot, the first since the start of the pandemic, to pick up some characters for upcoming events. We have systemic services and tools pushing forward with various resources for their public presentation of the quantum system, so the dynamic universe system. They put the finishing touches on the AI info service that ties directly into quantum and various other services. Development into new services began, specifically on a new NPC spawning and ATC, air traffic control service system. Turbulent Game Services continued working on server meshing. They are also delivering the first demo of a fleet management system. The team supported the upcoming 3.13 alpha release, specifically adding new features such as the ability to notify players when their reputation changes, as well as view lock and unlock reputation and view reputation history. Boom! That's it for the monthly report this time. I'm combining the AI updates with the Squadron 42 monthly report all in one video, which you will see over the next couple of days. But what do you think is the upcoming sort of event that they reference? Is that Fleet Week, or is that the Nine Tails lockdown? Or is it both? Or is it neither? Do you like the info they provide in the monthly reports? Are you looking forward to Crusader and Orison this year? The gas clouds I'm pretty excited for. I think they're starting to look pretty good, and they're starting now to hint at Crusader, the gas giant, rather than just showing off bits of Orison and its grey box. So that looks cool, and we do know that they are working on habs and hangars, like actual physicalized player habs and hangars, it seems. So hopefully we'll see some more hints of that. But whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you have questionable taste in anime? Do you not want internet pirates looting your internet search history? Do you want a way to have more accessibility to the internets from more countries? Or is your security and privacy important to you? Well, get NordVPN. I shill for them, and you should use the code BoredGamer or the links below for a discount. Try it out. It's like a fleet of escort ships making sure your internet experience doesn't get griefed. We have the April ship giveaway as well for a Mercury Star Runner. The ship is extremely multi-role and should be part of any budding citizen's fleet. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made during the month. A random commenter will take that prize. These giveaways and the wider channel content are made possible by people that go the extra mile by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube channel member, with that join button and the links below. And me and Zin, the editor for the channel, are now trying to put out regular exclusive content as a thank you. We'll also be asking you in those videos to help shape the channel with making decisions about what content we do and how we do it. Please consider joining if you're really enjoying the content. It really does help. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content, and I'll see you in the verse.